All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Sorry for the delay. We couldn't get a Thor up and running, so we have this amazing six man that comes off the bench. He's incredible. Last minute, he's always jumps in. So Peter, thank you so much for jumping in here last minute. Appreciate it.
Well, good morning, everybody. Surprised pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, guys. Due to save some time, we are going to skip going over yesterday's stocks that were in play. We're going to go straight into it and hop into our gappers list this morning. Peter, I'm not sure if you had any time to prepare to go over some market data, but if you do, we can jump into that now. If not, we'll go straight to our gappers list.
Yeah, actually, I've been here looking at the market since I opened the room. So, yeah, happy to talk a little bit about what's
All
going
right.
on. We had the pre-market show with Jared earlier, and he was views as to where he thinks the market might go and things to watch from a sector perspective. So, if you're a member in the room, hopefully you had a chance to join and listen to that. Jared had some great insight. Just focusing on today, we see once again the SPY is continuing its climb up. I mean, the record highs just keep continuing. Global markets are generally up this morning, as well as seeing increases in both energy sector, so crude oil and natural, as well as in the metals sector. Banking looks sort of stable today. So, I don't know what to expect for the markets other than generally we should expect them to continue to climb, because we'll get into it in a moment. We got a bunch of earnings well for companies. A little more warnings about this chip shortage, which is affecting many companies, especially some of the automotive manufacturers. We'll see. I'm getting reports that the audio is choppy. Yeah, all right. And I noticed that my video, I look like I'm sort of a little ghostly. But video. Sure, lots of bandwidth. All right. That's my market report, so we can get moving because we are running behind today. Hopefully, Carlos, you can still hear me and you're out there. Testing. I think I'm all alone. Hello? Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Because this is all going through Carlos's machine up to Carlos. If he's gone, still choppy, eh? Carlos, some computer issues on his end. Yeah, this is all running through his device.
Oh, there it is. Okay. You should have my sound now.
So I can
All right. There we go. All right. Is my sound choppy as well, or is it just Peter's sound? Having bad sound is probably the worst thing that anyone can have. Okay. All right, excellent. All right, so we'll continue here, guys. Let's start with our gapping up list this morning. We're not going to go through this entire list. Obviously, there's a lot on here, a lot of low flow stocks too. We see a lot of them in yellow as well in this bunch. So we will get going with the top 5 or 6 or so. Then we'll do the same thing with our gapping down list also. All right, let's start over here with Cgix. At the moment, they are Gapping up 143%, very nice. There are 3.7 million shares flow. So again, very, very low flow stock over here at the moment. I don't like the pre-action right now. Again, it's kind of just stalling here. It has some fun this morning early on, starts to get going here. Very risky though, man. This thing is moving heavily as far as price movement, right? Going from $8 over to 26.50 and now right back down to 14. So we can keep an eye on it, but again, very, very careful with this one. Low flow stock. We're going to put it here in our risky pile. Next, we have OLB. OLB at the moment, another low flow stock sitting at 2.1, up 87%, 6.4 million shares traded at the moment. So again, nice gap up for them. Pre-market action, price action doesn't look as clean. So again, another one you got to be very careful with. We're going to throw that one on here as well. We're not going to put too many low flows. We'll look at these two for now. If we find a better one, we can throw it on here. I see some other ones here down here as well that are gapping up on some good numbers also. GMDA, this one is up 40% this morning, 979,000 shares traded right now. Pre-market action, very active at the moment. The daily's a little bit weird. Does not get a whole lot of volume for the most part on any given day. This thing is trading very light volume. Here, as you can see, the last couple of days we've seen an increase in volume, and today we got a nice gap up this morning. So float on this one is 37. Worth taking a second look at. Pre-market action is okay. It's not the best. We've definitely seen better out of these type of stocks. So GMDA, we'll throw that on there. Next, we have TLRY.
Sure.
Now these, yeah, go ahead.
The audio, hopefully mine's not so choppy as it was. OLB that you mentioned, yeah. I just wanted to mention it. It's hilarious to me that this is, like you said, a low flow company. You can see in the news is they made an to accept Bitcoin as payment. We're falling into that same situation like we had with many other of these, trends. When things have to do is mention anything related to the hot topic, which right now seems to be Bitcoin, and suddenly, your stock gets a little bit of a pump. So,
gotcha. This one again, very active right now, guys. Up 89%, 6.4 million. So again, looking very, very, very good. All right, let's get going here. Let's go ahead over at TLRY. This one, again, up another 26% this morning. Looking very interesting. Definitely want to keep an eye on this one. The pot sector just continues to be very strong, guys, as we have seen over the last couple of days. This started back a little bit early February. You start to see the breakout here. And again, she's been trading very well since then. So definitely on our list this morning. We're going to keep an eye on that one. And APHA is another one also. That's been very active, kind of following the same movement of the pot sector right now at the moment. So these two have been the ones that trade probably the cleanest. If you guys remember, CORN was one that was always very active, and I used to like trading this one, but it's not as clean as TLRY and APHA. We also remember, if you guys remember, CGC was another one as well. This one was actually, this looks very clean too. Well, daily looks very clean on this one, better than CRN for sure. So if you like this one, you can put that one on your list as well. I'm going to add it as a possible for the moment. I'm going to throw it on here, CGC, for the most part. All right, let's head on down. We have PACB. This one at the moment, pre-market action, okay. We're gapping up 20%. The stock is, the daily's okay. Doesn't get a whole lot of volume, as you can see here, lower than 5 million for the most part. But today we got a nice gap up. Now, pre-market, we're not looking very exciting here, guys. The price action, although we have 343,000, doesn't look that great. So I'm not going to add it yet because we have so many to go through on this list. I don't want to pile it up with stuff that looks okay. It's got to look really good. So we can get through this list. FU2U continues to just rip higher, guys. This thing is just incredible. Sitting at what, $40 about 30 days ago, and now we're at 183. The issue with this one is managing your risk, guys. The spread is very, very wide on this one, so you have to be careful, and it moves quite a bit. Look at this candle here, a 5-minute candle, 180 to 183. That's a $3, almost $4 move here. So again, just managing your risk with this one is the challenge, but it's been in play over the last couple of days. If you've been able to trade this, good for you. But I'm not going to add it to my list. Again, just managing the risk is a very big challenge on that one. We have JG here. This one is gapping up 18%. 1.1 million shares traded right now. Interesting daily, as you can see here, gapped up to 11 and sold off. This was the big day that we had it on our list. Since then, it's been trying to do a little comeback. So again, interesting pre-market action, 1.1 million, up 18%. might be worth a second look, but might not even stay on our possibles list. We have to see how this thing trades in the intraday. I have not really kept it on my list, but we'll have to see. Heading on down here, we have ACB as well, another POS stock in the mix here. This one is looking really good also. Actually looking very nice. Up 18%, 2.1 million shares. So it has a lot of volume also. I'm going to put as a possible. It's a great one, but just because I already have two up here, TLRY and APHA, I'm not going to bombard the list with all this pot smoke here. So we'll just put this one down here. Let's head on. All right, I'm gonna stop here because this list is huge, and I want to get to some other ones on our gapping down list, and I also want to get to the ones that you guys might have on your end. So let's start with what's gapping down. Top 5 here. PBLA. Wow, this is pretty bad. These are all low flow stocks. 7.8, 2.2, 7.6, 14.2. So the first 4 are all on that lower float stock float situation there. So this one does not look good, guys. Doesn't have the volume, so let's not spend no time on it. The next one here, CHCI. This one also not looking great. Wow, they look pretty bad. Usually low flow stocks gapping down don't look too exciting. This one is down 15%. Again, no volume. ENLV also probably out of all of them, this is probably the one that looks the cleanest. You do have shares for sure. This is 7.6 million, so maybe this one actually does have a clean action in here with some good volume. Kind of stalling now a little bit, but that one might be one to consider taking a second look at as well. X1 is another low flow stock. Again, no volume here, only 248,000. But again, down 10%. Starting to pick up though. This volume starting to come in, seems since 8:15, so just a couple of minutes ago. That could pick up nicely. Look at the run up they have in the last 40 days or so. Just insane, from $10 to 60. This one could be interesting. So we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Again, guys, these all here are very, very risky. You want to be careful. And if you even, if you're just getting your feet wet and getting started, you might even want to avoid them, having them on your watch list. Just don't spend no time focusing on things like this. Let's do a few more. SAVA has been a good one for many members in the community that have taken opportunities here. This one is very whippy, guys. It can move quite a bit. We'll add it on here because it's active this morning. It is down 10%, 1.1 million shares traded. So we'll see how that is turning out there. AKAM, this one very, very choppy, guys. So we'll skip that. It doesn't look good. And 2 more low flow stocks. Mogo doesn't look great, and PDSB does not look great neither. Very choppy pre-market action on both of them. And when we say does not look great, what we're seeing here, guys, just look at this pre-market action and compare it to like a TLRY. Look how clean this is. Look at the range. Look at the price action. Look how the candles are forming, right? Trading. It almost looks like the market is open already. That's what you want to look. You want to have stocks that are looking like the market is open already with volume, and this has it. If you look at a PDSD and Mogo, they don't have that, right? They are actually far away from that and don't look great at all, especially for the type of floats that they're sitting at, 19 and 17. With that said, Peter, how is your sound, and what do you like this morning?
Well, we'll see. I'm not sure how the sound is. We keep trying to reload here.
Very good.
That's better? Excellent.
Much better, yep.
Okay. A couple of things that are of note this morning that I don't think you covered. Twitter had earnings. So they had a good earnings. They did warn of future growth slowing, so that's a little bit of a mixed message. But I think Twitter might be worth watching this morning. General Motors, like I mentioned, is one of those that's facing chip shortages. Again, a good quarter, but they had earnings. Teva, T-E-V-A, also beat earnings, but provided some low guidance. So again, mixed numbers. 2 that I don't usually trade because they don't often trade well are Under Armour, UAA. And Coke, K-O, also had earnings this morning, so not much action happening on them so far. And then one that used to be a favorite of mine, but I haven't liked trading the last, Cisco. Now Cisco had a surprise miss on their earnings. They're trading down about 4.8%. So I don't like pre-market doesn't look great at all, but we might get something out of them after the market opens. We'll see. But those are the other ones that are on my list.
All right, excellent. I added those on here, guys. So we already got a pretty nice list here, but I'm gonna move these low flows down here Again, they're taking up space here that we might not even watch them. So let's move them down. We'll come back to them in a second here. All right, we got a pretty decent list, guys. Let's take a look at our chat room and see what you guys like this morning. Edwin, you are giving me 4. I'm going to look at 1 only because we want to give room to other people as well. So I'll look at Neo for you, starting with Edwin here. Neo, at the moment, guys, again, I don't know if it's in play or not. It's 914, had a very good day yesterday. It is holding here, only down slightly. Nice big pop at the moment from yesterday. So we'll see. I think a possible for a continuation, but it's really got to get going. I would love to see this pop up here and break out of some of these recent highs here. We do have room to run. So Neo looks interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. Another one giving us Neo. Franco, yep, Neo is good. We have that one as a possible. Again, I'm just not sure if it really is in play. 919,000 for Neo is not great volume, as we know, right? We've been watching this one quite a bit. Open, is that a ticker here? So open, this one's gapping up nicely. See, now the difference between Neo, right? Neo, you had the great day yesterday, but you're not continuing. But if you look at open, I like when stocks do this, right? You had a big day yesterday, now you're gapping up again. So you're really moving in the direction with momentum here, breaking out of 32, which is a great area of resistance for this stock. We've seen that happen in the last 2 months where it struggled. Now the issue is here, guys, the pre-market's not looking great. You have 351,000. It's not trading clean, so that's a concern there of how clean it's going to trade. Let's take a quick look on how it did yesterday. Yesterday seems to have had a pretty good day, starting at 945 here. Without looking at the price section, does seem like it trended well. We'll take a second look at that one. All right, let's take a look at recent IPO, RAAS. What do we have going on here? All right, so it just opened up yesterday. Yeah, this could be a good one for a continuation play. They had a good day yesterday as far as an IPO. Peter, did you look at this one or at all yesterday?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So this one seems active today, but I'm not going to add it to my list, guys. Good day yesterday, though, but I'll keep it off my list for now. All right, so Neo, we do have Baidu. Let's take a look at Baidu this morning. Baidu's been just insane. I mean, this stock has been incredible, guys. It's a little bit difficult to trade. It's not the easiest stock. It reminds me a little bit of a Zoom type stock where, you know, it can move a lot. It's a higher price as well. But if you do like to trade these type of stocks, right? I know people that this is their niche, right? Trading these type of high stocks that move it the way Baidu, Zoom, and these stocks do. You can add this to your list. It has been really, really good the last couple of days. I'm not going to add it to mine. I'm not a great trader of Baidu. All my trades on Baidu, I think, have been red. So I'll stay away from that one for now. XPEV here, guys. No, I don't think XPEV is in play. As alongside Neo, this one has even less volume. I don't really think this one is in play this morning. I see what you're looking at, though. The daily looks interesting. We're slamming up against this area of resistance after consolidating over 5 days. So yes, that looks interesting. Volume has to come in here heavily in one direction to break through that and make it exciting. But as far as even a possible, I think we have some pretty good players already on our list that might be a little bit over XPEV today. Here's Mara. Let's take a look at that one. Mara is very active. Yeah, this is the Bitcoin play stuff has been great. The issue with these is getting inventory for sure. I mean, I wish they had that so you could play it both ways. But nevertheless, this is very active. 1.2 down 4.6. But it's just going to get them a spot on the possibles list, you know. Somebody mentioned TLRY. Oh, TLRY doesn't have shares for short. It's a shame. But I mean, this still looks
You
very,
probably
very
don't
good.
need them today.
You probably don't. Yeah, you probably don't want shares for short the way this thing is looking right now. So this thing is ripping. Yep, see that, Raven. Let's head on down here. Baidu, Fubo. Just Paul is giving us Fubo. Let's take a look how Fubo looks today. Fubo's been consolidating here nicely. Their pre-market action not bad, decent. Yeah, worth taking a second look. I like the way we're kind of slamming up against this area here with more volume than some of the other ones that we have seen. So that looks interesting. And we know Fubo can definitely get going here. I don't think it's a main one though. I think it's just a possible, and even then, it's going to have some challenge getting over some of the other ones that are in play. Mentioning Neo is popping. Yeah, we're getting some transaction. I don't know if it's popping yet. We're getting some transactions being dropped here. This is where you're seeing these wicks and this volume 154. But I still wouldn't consider that popping just yet. Now this TRY, this is popping. This is really moving with volume in one direction. That's really got it going on. Neo is just throwing numbers around at the moment. Let's look at SPSE. The daily is just, it looks like it's ready to explode. but we do need more volume on this one, unfortunately. But it does the consolidation here. We're getting higher lows as we're going up against this 50, what's that, 57, 58 area of resistance for the last, 2-3 weeks. This will be interesting. Let's keep an eye on it. But today, I don't think it's there. We have to keep a good eye on the scanners. But again, this will definitely be interesting in the coming days here. Might not be today, but definitely let's keep a close eye on that one. I see a couple of folks throwing out Lyft this morning. They are up 10%. Nice. It's a nice big pop for Lyft. What's the latest and greatest, Peter, on Lyft?
Well, that's a darn
That's
question.
a good question. While you look that up, I'm gonna look up Uber. Uber is also up nicely, 6.4.
So yeah, looks like they had earnings. So yeah, and they surprised numbers. Well, that's good for Lyft. I don't understand how Lyft and Uber are still making good numbers, frankly, because you think their business would be that significant. Where's anybody going? But anyways,
I agree.
Good numbers in the quarter.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think people might be scared to take public transportation. Maybe that's helping them. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see here. At least in my area in New York, right? It's all about the train system and mass transit. So, that could help them. I don't know. So Uber and Lyft both up. I'm going to keep Lyft. I think Lyft looks a little bit better as far as volume at the moment. Not a great pre-market action. Might not stay here, but I do like this pop on stocks like this because we can play them both ways, long and short. And again, I don't know if it can hold this pop here at 10%. So it'll be interesting to see if we're going to head down and start closing this gap a little bit towards the bottom. So I'm looking forward to that, especially if you start seeing people taking profits here. We can get a nice run towards the downside on Lyft. So want to keep an eye on that one. Let's see here. NEO will continue. We'll look at NEO next in a few minutes. AUVI. This one here, we are up 4%, 971,000. What's the float on this one? AUVI. We are looking at 2.7. So a lower float type stock here. Had an incredible pop yesterday. But compared to everything else we have here, like OLB, I'd rather watch this one as far as a low flow stock. Cgix is not looking too great. Let's get rid of it. I mean, it has volume, guys. It could get going, but it's starting to die down here a little bit. EL and LV is okay. X1 is just horrible. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, I don't know if it looks better than OLB. I think this one looks a lot cleaner this morning. So I'm going to keep that one instead as far as the low flow team there. All right, guys, we have to stop now. It is 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, we can't get through so many of these. And just notice how big our watch list is. Now, we're talking about this yesterday as well, that we miss stuff like Twitter. Like Twitter, this is a really good stock, right? But since you have so much here on our gappers list, where's Twitter here? Twitter's all the way down here, like number 15 out of what, 40? It's just madness. So definitely miss those days. We only have 5 stocks on each side. But yeah, Twitter's a good one here this morning that we're going to have on here. So we can't get to all the stocks you have, guys, but I think we have a pretty decent list so far this morning. Let's go over to announcements. We'll come back and chop this list up.
Yeah, BPTH is currently currently moving. So, but let's do some announcements because as Carlos says, we are running behind. So last night we had a fantastic webinar with the town hall with Andy Kirshner, and it's all our elite members in the find that on our website. Next week I will have a webinar. I'm choppy again. All right, give me 1 sec. We'll restart. And I'm back. Hopefully it's a little better. It seems to be good for a few minutes and then it goes bad. So maybe I should talk fast. Okay, next week, success webinar on trading the right share size for you. It's an important topic. A lot of people, especially when you're new, how do I know how much to trade? We'll talk about how you do risk management, how you decide how many shares to take, and a couple different methodologies you can use. So that will be next week, 8 o'clock on February the 16th. Then in our psychology series, waiting for there we go. In our psychology series tonight at 5 o'clock. So that's 1 hour after the market close. We'll have Credo with us, who's going to be talking about the mental edge, putting all the pieces together. Her series of topics here in the psychology is always fantastic. So this is what's going to bring it all together. I suggest you attend live so you can ask questions and actively participate. It should be a lot of very informative. And then next week, on Wednesday, we will have Neda, who's going to be talking about balancing effort with patience. So that will be a week from today on Wednesday the 17th at 8 p.m. So that's back at our usual time at 8 p.m. So don't forget, this week, today, 5 o'clock. Next week, it'll be at 8 o'clock. Now, every day we ask our members to submit their trades for Trade of the Day. The way you do that is you submit it through Twitter. If you can do that, use the tags at Variable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Norm is on vacation, so it's really Mike that's carrying the load there. And Norm sent us some pictures of him on the ski slope with his son, teaching his son to ski for the first time. Pizza, French fries. Pizza, French fries. They're learning. So, but send those in, and we will vote for the trade of the day. And then from those, we select the trade of the week, which gives you bragging rights forever. If you're interested in joining us, we'd love to have you. You can get a 1-week trial for only $24, and we are convinced that that will show you what the value is in the room. It's not only informative, but we try and have a lot of fun. And all throughout the trading day, we have moderators here that are taking you live through the markets. So use the code PREMARKET24 to get a discount off of that. And hopefully you'll join us as an elite member where you can get access to all of our material and all of our webinars and series.
All right, okay. Excellent. Thank you, Peter. All right, let's take a look at what we have going on here, guys. BPTH is on fire, as you mentioned, Peter, earlier. I mean, this thing is just taking off here. Okay. We're sitting at a 518 this morning, now up by 14.1. Now, this stock, if you guys remember, for those who are new, this stock went to 80, I believe, or something like that. It was just insane. What this thing has done. So they're very active right now at the moment. Definitely, you want to treat this like a low flow stock, a very risky stock. Their flow is 4.3. So we'll add it on here, guys. This looks very clean right now. So we'll throw that on there. BPTH back on the list here this morning, looking very clean. All right, let's take a look at what we have as far as our watch list. We have SAVA on the top of the list here. That looks decent. TLRY looks very good, very active. Again, it's a shame that we don't have no inventory for short on that one. APHA, we do have inventory for short on this one, so maybe. But then TLRY is the one that looks really good, though, right? This is the one that really looks clean. Twitter looks very good this morning. This is probably the best one today. They have a catalyst on top of that, and they're popping up real nice. And I mean, Twitter, guys, at $65. Right, it's just real nice what these guys are doing here, right? Right, Peter, go ahead, say something about that.
No, it's funny because I mean, look at how it's run since middle of January. So it's just been. I didn't think Twitter had it in it, to be honest. Right. So I think it's worth watching today. We'll see. Pre-market action looks okay, but not great. But we'll see. I'll definitely be putting it on my list just to see what happens. That and Tilray. Tilray is one of the. Anyways, I'm very frustrated about Tilray because I had a great trade yesterday. I was super happy. Then I log in this morning and like, why didn't I hold some? I would have been up another $20.
Well, it says every trader after the next day their stock their direction, right? So yeah, this reminds me of BPTH. BPTH, I had a trade on it when the first day that started going. The next day it hits 80. I traded at $10, and it was one of my biggest trading days ever. Why wouldn't I hold? And, it could have been a very nice trade. But yeah, guys, just stick to your rules is more important. Twitter's good. Lyft, what do we have on Lyft? So Lyft has a beautiful gap up. The pre-market doesn't look great, guys, but I do like this gap up on Lyft this morning. Let's see what we have as a secondary list. Fubo, okay, GMDA. I think I'm gonna remove GMDA for now. Based on everything else, CGC had a good day yesterday. I'm going to keep that as a possible in here. JG, I'm on the fence on this one. We'll leave it there for now. ACB is looking good as well. Now ACB, we do have shares for sure on this one, so that's good. Teva, we have a good daily on it. Not a great pre-market action. Cisco, you mentioned it's got some stuff going on. I like the drop on Cisco. this morning as well. Again, pre-market doesn't look good, but that's typical Cisco type plays. Neo still chopping around, guys. I don't know about Neo. We'll keep it on here for now. And what do we have as far as open? Open is starting to get going here. Open could be very interesting, guys. Again, just because we're above this 32, I think I'm going to move open up. We have space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we have one more spot here for open. Let's move that up and let's see what happens there. And here's Mara. These are all, we got some pretty good possibles. I'm not sure about JG though. That one, I think we can get rid of that one. It's probably the worst one out of all of these on here this morning. So that is what we have. Let's start with some levels. SAVA this morning. This is probably one of the, you know what? The issue with this one is going to be, I recall now, managing risk. This is the problem with SAVA. It can move, it has volume, but the risk management on this one could be a little bit tough at times. And their spread is a little bit jumpy. It looks good now, but I've seen their spread get up to 15 cents pretty easily. And when you're moving this fast, that could be a problem. So I'm going to move this one down, guys, just for my personal list here. I think this will get downgraded. We'll get rid of it here. If we find something else, we can fill that in with there. All right, so TLRY continues to rip higher here, guys. High of the pre-market at the moment, 58.70. We'll throw a level there. The bottom low of the pre-market sitting at 48.68. But in between here, we do have some pretty good levels you want to mark down on your list. Right over here, guys, between 5:50 and about 6 o'clock, you do have a great area of resistance. A lot of touches over at around that 56, 55.93 area. Right in there, you can see how that played as support here, and this somewhat ABCD pattern forming as well on the 5-minute. So you want to have that level on there as well. Towards the bottom, this thing is moving a lot, guys. Low of the pre-market is 50.23. This level here is 55.93. We're talking about $5 plus there. So you can have a couple of levels within this pre-market action. Here's another one, 53.17. Look at the area of resistance. A little bit of support here. Major resistance. Again, 1, 2, 3. Was that almost 10 touches there before the breakout to the next level of resistance, right? So you want to have that 53 on there. You can even go in here as well. Look at this other one here, 51.71. It's another great area of support and resistance. You can see how well this thing is trading in the pre-market on some of these levels, right? You might think it's a lot of levels, but if you look really closely, guys, you're going from 51.71 to 53.17 on a stock that's $50. That's a pretty good move. Be careful on the number of shares. This thing is starting to look like what it used to trade back was it 2 years ago when it was at that $60 range, where it's very risky. But it's a lot cleaner now. The spread's a lot better. The price action is cleaner. Just again, be very careful on that one this morning. APHA, I think I'm gonna replace with a what looked better here. Was it ACB? I think ACB looked much better than APHA at the moment. So APHA looks a little bit choppy, but let's move up ACB up here. I think this is a better one for us today. So we'll look at ACB. APH looks choppy, although we have shares for sure, which is nice. I'm not going to completely discard it, but let's throw it down here on our secondary list. But ACB looks very good, and we also have shares for sure on that one. So I think I prefer that one on our list this morning. Heading on down, all right, so we have TRY. We're heading on down. We have a Twitter. Twitter is looking very good this morning as well. High of the pre-market sitting at 65.65. So let's throw a level there as well. Our low of our pre-market all the way down here at 62 bucks. But in between here, you do have an area of support you want to mark down, which is this one right here at 64.81. So that's a good one. Some good moving averages play happening at the moment in the pre-market. So again, this thing is very explosive now. Now, guys, let's see where it goes. The volume is there, 3.5, up 9.2 this morning. Here is Lyft. So Lyft, I like the gap up. Pre-market is not looking great, but that's okay for Lyft. You can expect for this thing to look great as far as the pre-market. High of the pre-market, 61.97. The low sitting at 58.87. Let's see if this thing is going to hold this level here, the pre-market low, or are we going to collapse and start closing down in this gap here? So again, no bias, but my thoughts is that we might get a beautiful play here towards the downside. But again, let's wait for that setup to actually emerge and actually happen. Here is open. Open right now is trading. Pre-market's okay. Again, not typically the type of stock that we watch. Their daily is very choppy. But I like the breakout that we're getting here above 32. So I want to keep an eye on this one. Maybe should be more of a possible, not on the main list. I'll keep it here for now. But as I fine tune the list as we go into the market open, I might move this one down. But let's keep an eye on it. 33.95. high of the pre-market here this morning. The low of the pre-market, pretty much the high from yesterday. We had a good day yesterday, and it started with a pretty bad pre-market activity, right? It didn't have a great pre-market action, and look at the breakout here on 940. Traded very well. Again, just looking at the charts without the actual price action, it looked like it was very clean. So let's see if this momentum is going to continue here on open this morning. Then towards the bottom, guys, you have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, and another level right on here at 29.79. A lot of touches there. Great area of resistance. Again, I don't think we'll get down there today. This thing is looking on the strong side this morning. Here's ACB. This one has a very good pre-market action, guys. A daily, again, very nice on ACB this morning. High of the pre-market sitting at 1876. Towards the bottom, we got a couple of levels here in the pre-market. This one being one of them, 1826. Great area of resistance, nice breakout here. You can see the pullback right to the moving averages, so that's pretty nice there. Low of the pre-market sitting here at a 1709. A little bit lower, but I'm going to keep 1709 because you can see the support you're getting there. Your pre-market low is actually at 1695. You can mark that if you like, but I think this 1710 is more important right now. You have a lot more touches there. And as you're looking closely into the pre-market action, here's another level as well, 1774. Good area of resistance. Look at the breakout. Look at coming back, testing that area of resistance as support, and then the breakout this morning. So looking pretty good there for ACB as well. Great volume, 3.1, and is up 20%. So again, I think the POS stocks are really got it going on this morning. All right, so 9:15, guys. Let's get over to our watch list. Peter, as I get this together, what is your watch list this morning, and what do you like so far?
Well, I'm going to be watching certainly Tilray, TLRY, after yesterday. Twitter looks good to me, like I've mentioned. And of course, I can't go through the morning without mentioning my good old buddy, AMD. It's not doing anything pre-market, but I still, it's actually been moving pretty well intraday. So we'll see what happens with AMD, but it is just on my permanent list. On my secondary, I'm going to take a look at General Motors, Under Armour, and of course, BPTH. I mean, with Thor and Jared, I know trading in pre-market. Thor's already done for his day. How can I not watch it at this point? So
very nice, very nice. Yeah, BPTH, guys, really clean this morning. Let's take a look here. Let's start with John. So John is looking at Baidu, PayPal, and FU2U. Eamon is looking at NVIDIA, JG, and Open. Secondary list, HJLI, Plug, BSQR. Lots of interesting stuff today. Yes, I agree. There's a lot going on today, and our gappers lists are really showing that stuff. If you scroll down, there's some stocks down here that are gapping up 6-7% that look amazing. Uber is also up nicely this morning as well. Peter, IPOs for today, DSP, and we also have Gigu, LDI, V Along, and BPTS. So again, these are the IPOs opening up today. Your list, well, let's go to Dima. Dima's list is she has Twitter, TLRY, Fuel Cell, and UAA. Now, is UAA, which is the one that gets the most volume? I know there's one.
Yeah.
Is it UAA?
Yeah, UA are sort of the preferred shares, and it usually gets a lot less volume.
All right, I have a spot here. I'm going to add UAA because it is looking very good, and all you guys have it. I don't want to feel left out, so I'm going to add that on there. Here's Tiffany. She is looking at ACB, Twitter, secondary list SAVA, and also TLRY. Brian is looking at Twitter, ACB, TLRY, LAC, NEO, and also BPTH. Already long. Nice, Brian. So again, you guys taking some good trades here on BPTH because it is looking great this morning. Jared's look at the MJ sector. I agree. Everything in regards to MJ is up and running. We're not talking about Michael Jordan there, by the way. BPTH is in play, guys. Be very careful, guys. Just got to play your strategy in BPTH. I know it looks good. Do not chase. You got to wait for these pullbacks when this thing is running. So be very, very careful. And again, manage your risk. Where we talked about, we had a great webinar yesterday with Andy Kirshner, and one of the things is managing risk. Even at his level where he's trading millions of dollars, right? His trade of management, $2 million loss is good. It's good risk management for him, right? He's at that level, but it's just important how he has someone that's managing his risk as well, watching over him. So risk management, guys, is everything when it comes to trading. So some other ones on here: J&J, United Health. He's looking at NEO and also LI for a strong possible play today. Thor already in BPTH. Twitter, APH8, Lyft, and Uber are both gapping up. I like Lyft a little bit better, but Uber is also looking good this morning. Secondary list is TLRY, NEO, and Disney. for Thor today. So, all right, guys, we have a really good list. There's a lot going on today. I think it's going to be a very interesting market open for the most part. Our lists are looking very, very nice. All right, guys, I think that is it for now. Peter, anything we might have missed?
No, I just want to thank everybody for putting up with some of the technical issues and the last minute changes. We appreciate it. And we will be back again tomorrow morning. So trade safe, everyone.
All right, excellent, guys. Take care. Trade safe. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30.